Okay, so today's trade recap is going to be on TOPS, and I have made a couple other trades today here, as you can see, but these are swings, and I'll probably be recapping both of these also, AEZS and TEAR, when I close them out. But for now, Tops is the only one I've closed out for today, and that makes it the winner, so that's what I'm recapping. Tops, this really was due to dries that I decided to trade this. And the whole reason Tops was up in the first place was sympathy to dries. And sorry, one more side note really quick. I'm sure I sound very weird right now, but I'm recording this on headphones. I am on a laptop all week. I don't have my microphone, so sorry for the slightly worse sound quality, but as long as it's coming through clear and you can understand me, that's really what matters. So Tops this morning had a nice morning spike. I mean, it went up from 30 cents to 66 cents. It more than doubled. And the whole thing was in sympathy to dries. Dries had a big crazy rip on Friday, and today squeezed back also. And unfortunately, dries was restricted everywhere. I couldn't find shares of it, so Tops was what I was left with. And Tops, I finally decided to short after this big crack here, right around 11 o'clock. Went up from 66 cents down to the 50s. I shorted into this rebound up to 60 cents. And you might be asking, okay, well, why after that hard crack is that when you attacked? Why not the one back around 10:45? Why not the one around 10 o'clock? And the reason I chose this one, once again, comes back to dries. If you look at dries at that time, right around 11 o'clock, it was cracking to a new low a day. It was about to test green red. It was a very, very, very weak move out of that stock, and it seemed like a good time for the entire sector to get weak. And Tops had shown that weakness with a hard crack, so I got short into the pop, and I risked off a high a day. I shorted 60,000 shares at about 60 cents. And that was a small starter. That really is only risking about $3,600 if I have to cut it right a high a day. And I did want to add a little bit more. I just wanted to confirm that the downtrend was on and that it was going to continue going in my favor. So once we had a couple more cracks here and it got down into the low 50s, that was good enough for me. And the next pop, I added 15,000 more shares at a 56.5 average. So I got my overall size to about 75,000 shares, and my average was somewhere in the 59s. So it faded off. It got back down into the 47s. Briefly was underneath VWAP here, but it was holding really well. I let it test the first time. It had a tiny rebound. Then it came back down, tested the second time. And the second test, I was watching a 47-cent bid just soak and soak and soak and soak. And so that was kind of my clue that a bottom might be in. So I started covering there, right above 47. And I only got about 12,000 shares covered, and then it ripped on me. It had a really big rebound. And when I see a stock like this holding VWAP area and then have a big rip back and rebound, I don't like that. That's a bad sign to me. This is still front side of the move. This is still first big green day, and it really was showing a good deal of relative strength because it was holding up so well when dries was right down near low a day and having a green red test. I guess at this point dries was having a weak bounce, but still it was only a weak bounce. So there was definitely some relative strength in this name still, and it definitely was still front side of the move. So I decided to be conservative and cover up the rest. And I didn't chase the spike. I didn't get all emotional and get out up here in the 58s. I waited. I waited for pullbacks. And once I was getting these red candles and these pullbacks, I was just slowly scaling myself out. And I just covered probably anywhere from 55 cents down to 50 cents. I was covering just slowly in that range. I got out the rest of it, and my realized profit after commissions was in the neighborhood of $4,800. So Tops, I'm very happy with this trade. Yeah, sure, I could have in hindsight covered it all down at 47 cents and made more, but in the moment, it's under VWAP. It's looking weak. It's got a Grittani deal. Their most recent filing also mentions that it said they had $9 million left to sell on the Grittani deal, and it also said that they had all this Series C preferred convertible stock. So, they had multiple ways to dilute. I just don't think they're really using them yet, at least not too heavily, because for now the trend is still intact. Buyers are doing their job, and this stock could continue. So, on the front side of a move like this, on a big first green day, I'm going to pay myself. And once we're really, truly on the back side of this move and this thing is red and dead, that will be the time where I start piling in short and getting patient. So I will be trading Tops again. I'm very much looking forward to it. But for now, this is a really good start. Thanks, guys.